Robert Townsend, Brian McKnight, Marcus Houston, and Jennifer Lewis has shared the stage with legendary recording artists Whispers and the OJs and Naughty by Nature. Currently working on his 5th published book, mentor and life coach, alpha male, single father of amazing twin boys with sole custody for 10 years, accountant, ambassador for local STEM club in the San Gabriel Valley area with a focus on teaching financial literacy to elementary and middle school kids. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Danny Mo Show inside my Pulse One-on-One. That's author Damian Rowe. Let's go!
Danny Mo.
What's up with you, King? You good?
Man, I'm mad good, bro. Let me just start out by saying, man, it is such a blessing to have you back. It's such a blessing to hear your voice, man. And you being back tonight is proof that prayer works, my brother. So I'm happy to have you back.
That right there, that's already the message of the night right there, man. I appreciate, first of all, I appreciate you checking in on your boy. I appreciate your kind words right now. And we're going to talk about that a little more tomorrow on how prayer not only works, but God is real. I got to break it all down. I made a promise to God. I said, get me back to where I need to get, and you know I'm going to shout it to the rafters how good God is. But
I'm with it.
I do want to know about the Whispers. What's up? What do you mean you got discovered by the Whispers? What are you talking about? Talk about that.
Well, yeah, man. So back in the early 90s, I auditioned to be the 4th member of an R&B group that was looking for a member after they kicked somebody out graciously. And
you ain't going to tell me who that group is? Who was that? B2K.
Yeah,
who was that?
It was an R&B group back in the early 90s known as H2O, which stood for Hard to Overcome.
I don't know who that is.
Right. So, yeah, so we eventually got discovered at the Roxy, and the Whispers came down to check out our performance. After we performed, they pulled us out in the parking lot, man, and offered us a deal, and the rest was history.
Man, that sounded like the New Edition story right there. Is that what happened, really? In the parking lot and everything? Did y'all sing?
Yeah.
Did y'all sing like New Edition did in the parking lot?
No, we didn't sing in the parking lot. We actually had a show at the Roxy. We went on right after Ice-T and his band and his crew destroyed the stage. But we turned lemons into lemonade. We still did a throwdown performance, and the Whispers were impressed. And they put up the money to try to take us to the next level.
That is fantastic, man. The legendary Whispers, man. Is there any video we can look that up on YouTube and make fun of you?
You know what? There is a video on YouTube. I will have to get it to you offline, but it is of a single that was not released off the album, which was actually written and put together by the R&B group Portrait, who was also our label mates at the time.
Yeah, man. Yeah. See, we know Portrait.
Shout out to Michelangelo.
Oh, excuse me, knowing him on a first name basis. Excuse the heck out of me. Well, first of all, you know how I do. I like to start out all my interviews the same way. I like to ask you the exact same question I asked the Queen, Dr. Shauna Charles, breaking the ice here. Give me your 25th letter. Come on. What is your why, Damian? Why do you do what you do?
You know, I do what I do, Danny, because as a leader, as a mentor, I think it's very important for me to practice what I preach to people. And one thing I always tell to my coaching clients, and also I tell this to my students, is that one of these days, you know, none of us are going to live forever. And one of these days, we're going to leave this earth. And I always ask people, what do you want people to say about you? What do you want to leave behind? For me, I want to leave behind a message to the younger generation that my why is that I'm creating the narrative by how I live my life. And I'm creating the narrative for the legacy that I want to leave behind for the next generation, especially for my sons. Because I believe that, you know, we've all been to funerals and memorial services and whatnot. We always hear people get up and speak and say kind words. And I started thinking about that a while back, like, what do I want people to say about me? Well, whatever that thing is, that's how we have to start living our life today, because we all stand in agreement that tomorrow's not promised.
We're talking.
So whatever we want people to say, we have to create the incentive for them to say it by how we live.
We're talking to author, leader, and life coach Damian Rowe inside my Post One-on-One, Danny Morrison Show, KBLA Talk 1580. All right, I brought you on to talk about black masculinity. You work with young boys all the time, and I wanted to know, first and foremost, what did you think when you saw Jonathan Majors on Ebony a magazine in that blue and pink, I believe, suit, what'd you first think?
My first thought was, this is a hot mess.
Really? That's interesting. Expound on that. Why?
Yeah, I thought. Well, I think it's my position that I think any alpha male may have had that first impression also.
Okay, hold on, because you can't just dance over that. You have to define what your definition is of an alpha male. What does that even mean?
An alpha male would not be caught in a photo shoot like that.
Okay, hold on.
Because when I first looked at it, based on like the leg crossing and all the skin showing, I was like, let me look at this a little bit closer. And then I discovered it was a man, when I clicked on the picture and blew it up. But I'm like, yeah, it just didn't sit well with me. It felt like somebody was coerced into doing that to get a bag or to get to the next level in their career. It just didn't look normal to me.
I think Jonathan Majors would disagree with you, saying that he's not an alpha male, considering he is dominating Hollywood right now. He's the most sought-after actor probably in the world right now. And for you to sit here and not call him an alpha male, he would say, really, based on what definition?
So let me say, okay, so I'm glad you said that, because this is one thing I wanted to say. So when I saw that picture, it totally, I loved him in The Harder They Fall.
Fire.
Bro, when I saw that picture, though, I totally forgot how many people in the movie he literally just beat the brakes off.
Mm-hmm.
It hit me like that. It just made me question, why this? Why this?
It sounds like you're adhering to more historical stereotypes by saying him in The Harder They Fall is exactly the type of masculinity you want to see from our black men, but just because he put on some tight blue pants on that ebony cover.
Yeah, it changed the direction of how I looked at him. And I'm not saying it in a judgmental way, because all of sin and fall short of the glory. I get it.
Wait.
But,
now you're bringing religion into it?
It's out there, though. I mean, he did the shoot, not me.
Wait a minute. For all of sin, did he sin by that photo shoot? Is that what we're doing?
No. I'm just saying that, another thing I want people to remember is that the movie's out. This is all part of marketing and promotions.
Well, we know that. Of course, the entire photo shoot was because he had a couple of movies coming out that are both blockbuster films right now. But
yeah, but that's all I wanted to say in that regard. Is just that I don't know. It just didn't sit right with me. From me being an alpha male, I guess I was just looking at it from the perspective of I wouldn't have done it.
You still haven't told me what an alpha male is. I want you to tell me that on the other side. Can you hold on a second?
Yes, sir.
1-800-920-1580, 1-800-920-1580. We have apparently a super alpha male on the phone. Damian Rowe, author, life coach, inside my Post 101 Danny Mo Show. Stay there.
From Bakersfield to Los Angeles. From middays to nighttime. Like George and Wheezy, Danny Morrison is moving on up at KBLA Talk 1580.
Black women get the job done. Maisha Cairo here with your K-Black Minute News, brought to you by Lendistry. Story courtesy of CaliforniaBlackMedia.org. Representative Barbara Lee holds her first campaign rally at Laney College in Oakland, California, declaring, "We fight for freedom, dignity, justice, and together we win." Representative Lee said that that's why she's running for U.S. Senate. She is the highest-ranking African-American woman in the U.S. Congress and the only African-American so far in the 2024 California senatorial race. Lee, who is 76, is serving her 12th term in the U.S. Congress. I'm Maisha Cairo for KBLA 1580, and that's your K-Black Minute News.
Thanks to our new sponsor, Lendistry. Lendistry is a national Black-led small business lender that is headquartered in Los Angeles. Lendistry helps small business owners access the affordable capital needed to grow. Visit Lendistry, LENDISTRY.com/KBLA today.
The Los Angeles Urban League and Parkside Economic Development Corporation are working to close the wealth gap between black and white households. B-Warp, the Black Wealth Attainment and Retention Program's free virtual workshops will help your family acquire, gain, maintain, and pass down legacy wealth. Learn from the experts about making more with what you have, the Black History of Money, joining the Smart Investors Club, preserving your assets in tough times, crypto, cash in or cash out, the wealthy mind and body. Register for this free series that could change your financial future at laul.org/BWAARP. Don't miss B-Warp, the Black Wealth Attainment and Retention Program, every second and fourth Thursday in February, March, and April at 6 p.m. Pacific Time. Register now at laul.org/BWAARP. Congratulations to Hertz Rent-A-Car for being this week's winner of KBLA's Office of the Week. Log on to KBLA1580.com to enter your office to win lunch for 10, delivered by John O'Groats Family Restaurant.
Periods don't care what you're doing, but your pad should. Get Always Triple Protection System in Always Day and Night Pads. Always Day Pads protect when active by wicking away gushes 2 times faster than leading store brands and giving us up to 100% leak-free and odor-free comfort. When we size up our pad at night, we get the same triple protection, plus up to 75% more coverage in the back for when we're laying down. No matter what, Always has you covered, day and night.
Some people won't give you the real talk on drugs, but it's time we know the facts. Fentanyl is killing people. It's a powerful opioid, often made illegally and commonly mixed with illicit drugs. It can even be pressed into counterfeit pills that resemble prescription medications. Just 2 milligrams, about the size of a few grains of sand, can potentially be lethal. This isn't an ad to scare you, but it is an ad to make you think twice. Get the facts. Go to realdealonfentanyl.com. This message is brought to you by the Ad Council.
You know that Big Bargain detergent jug is 85% water, right?
85% water? I thought I was getting a better deal because it's so big.
If you want a better clean, Tide Pods are only 12% water. The rest is pure concentrated cleaning ingredients. Don't pay for water, pay for clean.
Save $10 when you spend $30 on Tide and Downy. Water content based on the leading bargain liquid detergent. Must buy at least one participating Tide or Dreft detergent item, plus at least one participating Downy and or Bounce scent booster, liquid fabric softener, or dryer sheets. Prepaid card by mail. Visit pglaundryrebate.com for terms and conditions.
Real talk, real time, the gospel truth. You're listening to the Danny Morrison Show on KBLA Talk 1580.
We're talking to author and life coach Damian Rowe inside my Post 101, Danny Morrison Show. KBLA Talk 1580. Andy just made a good point, and I think that who was the comedian? It may have been Dave Chappelle that said that every black actor in the past at some point has put a dress on. And he said from Flip Wilson to Eddie Murphy, he just named them all, and he said they tried to get him to do the same thing like years prior, and he says, I ain't put no dress on. And walked off the set, said he wouldn't do it. So Andy was making the point that, yeah, there is a conspiracy in Hollywood to emasculate the black man. I'm going to assume you, Damian, agree with him.
I do.
Shocker.
So you asked me my definition of a black male. The short version is just like, okay, we're on a movie set and the director says, or whoever comes to me and says, we want you to put this on, before we shoot in the next sound stage or whatever, we're going to do a photo shoot of you in this outfit, and then they bring me the outfit. As an alpha male, I'm looking at the outfit, and I'm like, I'm not wearing that. Period. I'm not wearing it.
But does that make him less masculine just because he puts an outfit on?
I won't say it makes him less masculine because I've seen him doing masculine things, obviously, but just talking about the photo shoot and the imagery that's out there, yeah, Damian Rowe's not doing that.
I got to tell you that we were just looking up some photos, some Kobe Bryant that he took a few years prior in that white suit. You ever see those pictures of him in a tight white outfit with a wide brim hat? Looking like he was Amish or something. I don't know what was up with them pictures. Go ahead, Andy.
One question. Yeah. Remember Cameron?
Yeah.
Yes, I know Cameron.
And he was rocking the whole pink?
Yeah.
I don't think too many people really question his masculinity at that time.
Is it a hip-hop thing? If you're in hip-hop, they leave you alone?
I don't know, but I remember he got backlash about wearing pink, but at the same time, nobody questioned his masculinity.
There's nothing wrong with pink. I already proved that. But, Damian, you were saying, though, Do you think that Kobe Bryant putting on that outfit, do you think that he's less masculine just because he adhered to what some photographer recommended that he do and he wanted to go in a different direction? What is wrong with that? It's just a photo shoot.
Yeah, I get it. And because it's Kobe Bryant, like I said, I don't see Kobe Bryant as like anything other than less masculine. I mean, it was his choice to do it. He did it. I'm just saying I wouldn't have put myself out there to even cause that, not cause that backlash, but just cause that conversation where the public at large would even question my masculinity. My masculinity, by how I carry myself, whether it's what I wear, how I walk, how I talk, what I do, my behavior, my masculinity would never be questioned because I don't allow it.
We're talking to author and life coach Damian Rowe inside My Pulse 101. We haven't talked about Rihanna and ASAP. Have you seen that cover, the Vogue cover?
Yes, sir.
Now, he was walking behind her because it's focused on her, the entire article. She was doing the Super Bowl halftime show. She's a new mom, so on and so forth. What did you think when you first saw it?
I noticed right away that she was, to me, standing out as the leader. And I kind of did look at it like, why is he in the background with the baby? I did think that. But the more I thought about it, and the more feedback that I heard from other people, I started weighing in a little differently. Like, okay, so it's Vogue magazine. And if everything is being said about Rihanna being the highest earning female artist, she's got X number of billions more so than him, and she this, and her fame is high, blah, blah. If it's about her, why don't she just have the cover by herself? This photo cover that we all saw with A$AP Rocky holding the baby behind her, that could have been an insert inside the magazine. But if it's all about Rihanna, why not just give her the cover?
This is why we black men, this is why we are so confused. Because all we hear all throughout media, not only from our people, but from all people, is that black men are not involved in our households. That's all we hear all the time. Here you got
that
A$AP.
I disagree with.
You disagree with that? How the heck?
No, I disagree that all black men are not involved.
Oh, I disagree.
I'm disagreeing with that.
I'm just saying that's the narrative. And here is A$AP Rocky, who, by the way, a world famous rapper. By the way,
right?
A$AP is like I said, he's a legend in his own right. This man takes it upon himself to say, you know what? I'm here with my lady. She balling right now. I'm here with my son. We're having another baby. I'm going to be a father to this family is what I'm going to be. And we sitting here saying, why he got to be holding the baby? What do you mean? That's like when guys say, I can't go out tonight, fellas. I got to babysit my son.
No, listen, when you look at the picture and you look at, okay, like he's kissing the baby. Yeah. Okay, there's nothing wrong with you kissing your own baby. But what you really see is the dominant image here is her leading. And I guess with me, it has a lot to do with how I was raised, because I was always raised that the man is the leader.
A woman can never be the leader of a family with a man involved. Is that what you're telling me? Careful.
If a man and a woman are in a family situation, the man is the leader, period. That's scriptural.
If she's worth $1.8 billion,
it doesn't matter how much she's worth. It don't change this. How much she's worth don't change the scripture.
How does A$AP Rocky
only by human standards? A believer. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
How does A$AP Rocky ever tell Rihanna anything? How does he ever disagree with her? How does he ever get into an argument with her when she's worth $1.8 billion? What are you gonna tell her? Girl, I leave this house right now.
I guess that means I guess that would mean something to people who are motivated and driven by money. Not everybody is motivated and driven by money.
Okay.
And it may not be the most favorable topic of discussion, but it's reality.
But
everybody's not motivated by money. No matter if she's worth $5 billion.
But Damien, you also have to understand that not everybody is motivated by religion either. You keep tossing out the scripture and the whole nine. Not everybody is following that same Bible that you and I read.
True.
So couldn't they say, look, we are not God-fearing people like you, and we're not motivated by money. We just believe that Rihanna is balling harder, and she's in front.
Yeah. I can't argue that. But this is just my perspective of the cover. You know, and everybody has their own perspective. You know, everybody is looking at the same cover, but they see different things. I mean, somebody, I don't know who started it, but I saw an online publication with this same image that had this whole cover broken down into like a color-coded diagram.
I talked about that earlier. That thing's crazy, right?
The way he was, I think you guys talked about earlier about purposely him blocking his growing area with the way he's I mean that's total nonsense. I mean, he's holding her hand, that's it. But the thing is, it just goes to show you that everybody's perception of the very same image is different.
Damian, how do people get in contact with you, and how do they cop that book, man?
They can find me on Instagram and Twitter at DKW_mentor. They can find my book, Modern Day Mentor, at barnesandnoble.com. And for anybody in the Los Angeles area, on Saturday, March 25th, they can find me in person at the Carson Community Center at the 2023 Black Writers on Tour.
Excuse the HE double hockey sticks out of me. Balling. Look at you. I'm so proud of you, man. And I want to say again, thank you so much, man. There was a bunch of people that kept in contact with me over the last month, and you're one of them. So God bless you. Thank you so much.
Yes,
and I'll be in contact.
Yes,
all right, King?
I got you, fam. Appreciate the opportunity.
Anytime. Talk to you soon.
Good night.
When we come forward, you guys have been asking me all night, when am I going to talk about it? When am I going to talk about it? Look, I can't go into detail on what's been going on with me over the last month or so, but I can give you kind of some vague references on kind of what went down. How about that? I will do that on the other side. Danny Mo Show, KBLA. Stay there.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Doug Davis, and here's the latest from the Black Information Network. The clock is ticking for TikTok. A growing number of Republican lawmakers want to give the president the ability to ban the social media site, citing ties to the Chinese Communist Party. The White House is ordering all federal agencies to wipe the app from government devices. A black woman and her two daughters won a discrimination lawsuit after two Castro Valley, California sheriff's officers were found guilty of illegally handcuffing the family and searching their car. It all happened outside of a Starbucks